this video, we're going to talk about these melodic lines that you can inject into your blues solos to sound a little more sophisticated. It's super simple, very fun. Grab your guitar, we're going to get started right after this. Hello, my name is David Wallerman. Welcome to this channel, which is all about helping guitar players around the world find their unique voice on the instrument to tell their own personal musical story. And today is all about the blues and about those simple things you can add to your phrasing, to your musical vocabulary to sound a little more sophisticated. It's very, very simple. Here is what we're going to do. We're going to work in the key of A. We have a backing track here that you can hear right now. This is an A, a blues in A, 3 different chords, A7, D7, E7, right? Traditional. You can get this with the charts for this lesson for free. The link is below in the top line of the description of this video. So over this kind of track, there's a lot of different things we can do. I covered that quite a bit on the channel, but the main thing that players will do first is simply use a minor pentatonic scale, right? So whether it's just in the first position or combining that first with other positions, it really doesn't matter. Positions are just slices of the fretboard to help you memorize that scale, but we can play with A minor pentatonic, no problem. I'm going to switch to a lead tone here, and that's always going to work. Right? We can add the blue note, which is between the 4th and the 5. So you're probably very used to that kind of idea, right? No problem, it's going to work throughout the track. And here's that 5 chord, that's an E7, back to D7 and A7. And here's something happens, that turnaround on that E, you can add other things on that particular E. And when I'm saying other things, you can add notes that are not necessarily in the scale to enhance the feeling that the listener gets. That feeling that is uncomfortable. You're as far as the home as you can be on that E, and you can enhance that by adding notes that are really uncomfortable to resolve. That's what we're going to talk about. So let me show you with a clean sound. This is actually how this idea came about. I was just jamming a little bit, thinking E7. And I was playing and then trying to hear in my head something, and then this kind of thing came out. So we've heard this before quite a bit. We're not really going to get into the theory of this scale, because I want to make a connection that you might be beneficial for you. So let me show you. We are in E, so we're going to consider that E on the 5th string, 7th fret, okay? So far, no problem. We have that E, that's the visual reference point. And then once you have that, you're going to skip a string. So we're on the 5th string. We're going to go to the 3rd string, 2 frets higher. And that is, from there, we're going to start this idea. And so this was born just by listening, and then I tried to find these notes, and then I found that. Now that is something that exists, but the name doesn't matter, because what I want to do is the connection. If you look at this, what I'm playing here, I'm going to descend this idea. I'm really descending a D Dorian mode or scale position. So I've got from the high E string to the going lower, I have frets 13, 12, 10, 13, 12, 10, and then I have this right here on 13. 13, 12, 10, 9, and then 12, 10, 9. This looks a lot like D Dorian, right? To which I'm adding this note. This note is the blue note of D minor pentatonic. Okay, this is where things become really interesting, because even though I was playing a D Dorian or visualizing a D Dorian with a blue note, I'm not playing in D Dorian, because this is played over an E chord, E dominant 7 chord that I want to make a little more tense. right? So I'm thinking D Dorian, but really I'm in E something. And from E to D, well, that's a full step below. So that's 2 frets below. And that's where your mind can help you, because whenever you want to sound tensed over dominant 7 chord, well, go 2 frets below and play that minor pentatonic, minor blues, Dorian type of thing, and it's going to work. Let's give that a try. So I am back on my backing track in A. Over the first, section of the track, I'm going to think traditional blues, minor pentatonic, minor blues. No problem there. I can continue that. Here's that E. I'm going to continue minor pentatonic. And it's on that last E right here. So E -2. And I can use that Dorian thing. Now there are multiple Dorian positions. I did root E -2 to play that Dorian thing. That's a D. But if you're not comfortable with that position with the D on the 5th string, you can visualize it like we did earlier with the D on the low E string. So we're going to do it on that E when it comes around, the turnaround. Here's that A. And here it is. I'll play D blues. Make sure that you go back inside. Did that make sense? If not, rewatch this video. It's simpler than you think. Just think on that dominant 7, 2 frets below, minor blues, Dorian if you're comfortable with that, and make sure you resolve. It's always going to work. It's super fun to do, and from there you can go even further. I'm not going to tell you about that though. I want you to explore your instrument, use your ear, and see what comes out. Again, this backing track and the charts for this lesson are available for free. You need to visit the link below, and that will ask you for your name and email, and I'll be sending you those assets right away. And you will also be added to my newsletter, to which you can unsubscribe anytime. There is always a link in the footer of these emails where you just click unsubscribe. I will never email you again, but grab these. And by the way, that newsletter is completely free, and I just send you other valuable assets like this one. And I also tell you about my paid programs, which I think are pretty good. Thank you for watching this. If this is your very first visit, thank you for stopping by. And if you liked what you saw, you should consider subscribing, because Monday, Wednesday, Friday, new video comes out helping guitar players around the world find their voice on the instrument to tell their own musical story. You are the author. Your story is quite unique. Nobody in the world has that story. It's time to tell it, and this is simply your pencil. The story doesn't come from this, it comes from inside. Thanks for watching this. Practice well. I'll see you next time.